Hi, this is Catherine. This is Taking Tea with Catherine. This is a nice herbal tea, elderberry, which has a combination of herbs, including elderberry, from McNulty's, which is a nice shop not too far from me. Haven't been there in a while. Might be nice to get back. But I thought I'd do an herbal today because I'm excited enough. I am doing my TBR, or at least my possibilities, maybe you guys can help me pick which is the definite priority for March Mystery Madness in 2024. There is a whole bunch of hosts, and I will try to put everybody in the description. But it's a very nice event. It's one of my favorite, actually, of all the readathon challenges, whatever you want to call them, because I just like reading mystery novels, and this gives me an excuse to just indulge, and I don't know, I just like it. Um, I believe the theme revolves around number nine, because it's a anniversary of sorts. I think it's the ninth March Mystery Madness. It just seems, wow, it's a lot, but that's good. And so that was why they picked the theme to be nine. And there's a bunch of related things. I'm not going to go into each prompt because I'd be here all day, but it's pretty cool. You can choose things for yourself, or you can just pick books that you want to read that are mystery novels, which I did a combination of both. So I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna read the prompts myself. Please watch some of the introductory videos from the various hosts to do so. But if anything aligns with anything, then that's pretty cool. Like, for instance, I have some books that are library books. Actually, I have a few library books here. I have, let's see, one, two, three library books. And they're all series that I've been reading for quite some time. I don't think any of these are the ninth in the series, but that's okay. And this book, actually, I'm not sure how I feel about this particular book, but because I've been interested in this series of Sherlock Holmes Bookshop Mystery. But the latest one that just came out is called The Sign of, not the Sign of Four Spirits, and it's a cat on the front. I don't know. It's really hard with this it reflects very hard. But anyway, there's a cat in the front, and that corresponds with a challenge about 9 lives and having a cat in the front. So I thought that would be great. But I'm not sure how I feel about this book, because I think there's a mention of there might be some form of seance or something. I'm really not into that. But I might give it a few pages and see which direction it's going. We'll see. Excuse me. And that's there's also 2 dogs. There's a bunch of animals in this story, which I like too. It's not centered around them usually, but whatever. And this book I've actually had out of the library for some time now. Like, oh my goodness, when did I take this out? I think it's in here. Well, September. So yes, I've had this book out far too long. I've been trying to get to it, and it's just, now it's like, I think I'm on the last no more renewal, so good time to actually read it. I mean, I waited till March Mystery Madness. Why not? But it's, I think, the fourth or fifth, I don't know, in the series. And this came out last summer, and it's called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this completely right, The Mistress of Bhatia House by Sujata Massey. There it is. And this is a nice series. It's about a female attorney, which is pretty rare in these days in 1920s India. She's also Parsi, which is a group of people in India that I'm somewhat familiar with, and I find it very interesting. It's sort of like historical fiction combined with mystery, which I love. I love historical mysteries. I could just live off of them. But so that, I don't think, corresponds with any of the prompts, but unless I'm missing one. But we'll find out. I mean, there's a 9 in 1920. Mm-hmm. Okay. I actually thought of doing something Beatles related. I think I have some kind of Beatles mystery on my e-reader. Because, the whole number 9 thing with John Lennon, etc. Anyway, you'd have to know that reference. And if you are anywheres nears a Beatles fan, you might know that. But anyway, otherwise, that's probably boring to you. And now I also have from the library the latest book in the Mary Russell and Sherlock Holmes mysteries. And now you could probably see that I'm not giving away too much of the descriptions in these books, mainly because a lot of them do actually tell some sort of spoiler from the previous books, so I'm being a little careful. Also because I don't feel like reading every single description. But if I read these books, if and when, I will talk about them at further length, with trying to not give away too many things. This is The Lantern's Dance. This takes place, I think, is it Paris? I think it's in Paris. Let me just make sure. Anyway, it's in Europe for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's in Paris. But I can't tell you any more about it because it will totally tell an important spoiler from an earlier book. But Mary Russell is a American, but also lives in England, who during World War I, when she was pretty young, encountered Sherlock Holmes while he was beekeeping, and they have become partners since then, and they have been solving mysteries together. Sometimes a little bit in competition, and sometimes they work together depending on the situation. But they love each other, and it's a nice story. I like a good retelling or a pastiche or whatever you want to call it. And these are pretty good. So there it is. Anyway, I thought what mystery month is complete without Agatha Christie? I just read one of the books that is in this combo over here from December, and I was at Bertram's Hotel, and then I got the mark off, and then the other book in here is A Caribbean Mystery, which is another Marple, and apparently, according to Google, because I did a lot of Googling, the 9th Miss Marple mystery. So I thought, well, that's fitting, and that's nice and compact because it's in the same volume. But I don't think I've ever read Caribbean Mystery. I think my sister did and thought it was good, I think. So I think it's worth it. I don't see why I wouldn't read it ASAP. And the other 9 that I went for is a book that I found in Book Off, and it is a British Library crime classic. So I tried to figure out what was the 9th book that was released by them. They've been releasing books for a number of years now, maybe 10, I don't remember exactly how many years, but I couldn't find that. Every time I looked for an order, I found the order in which these books, which are mystery novels that have been written for, over the years. Something like the earliest one is from Victorian times, which actually I just read. More on that in another video. But I found the chronological. So, like I said, that first book I read from the Victorian era. This book is a little bit later, but it is in terms of chronology. When it was first released, this was the 9th one to be released. So that's why I said, okay, I will do it. This is called Murder of a Lady, a Scottish Mystery by Anthony Wynne. I know nothing else about it, but that sounds good because I do like reading about Scotland sometimes. And I think I did read a book that took place in Scotland a couple of years ago during March. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm a little excited about this, and I hope it's good. He lived from 1882 to 1963, this author, so that's a perfect time period, excuse me, of mystery writers. I think I'm going to like it. Don't you just love this cover? I love, what? I don't always love, my nails. I don't always love the British Library crime classics, all of them. Like, some of them turn out to be disappointments, but I always love the cover. So that's why I'm trying not to invest too much financially in collecting the whole grouping, because I'd be pretty broke if I did that anyway. But when I find a good deal on one, or if it's a volume that I really want, and there it is. And that's when I found at Book Off. I'm trying to read the price tag. It looks like it says $2. It's not too bad for a book. So, but time to read it. Now, also, one of the hosts that had been a host last year, who was one of the most prolific readers, she just really read so much, especially mystery novels, and just was so enthusiastic about that, was Janelle from Too Fond of Books. And as you may have recalled, if you've watched my channel or many other channels, she also sadly died last, I believe, June. And it was quite upsetting, and it's been a pretty bad past year that we've had some really sad losses. But at the time, they did a little tribute in which people were reading books that reminded them of her. And I read a book that I picked out because I remember discussing the author with her at one point. And so I said, okay, I'll pick this Christopher Fowler book. It ended up being a book wherein Christopher Fowler's main characters in the series were just telling facts about London, which I enjoyed, but it wasn't a mystery. So I found this book that is supposed to be more in that genre. I've had this book for some time. This came out, I believe, in 2019. Now, it's called England's Finest, Bryant and May, More Lost Cases from the Peculiar Crimes Unit. I got this from the Mysterious Book Store or bookshop. I forgot which one it's called. In Tribeca in Manhattan as well. If you're ever in Manhattan, please find this place if you like the mystery genre. It is a cool place, and it's in an area where you can walk around and find a lot of touristy things, so that's pretty great. This one is also cool because it has the autograph from the author himself. That made me very happy. It was just a great find. I probably paid more than I had wanted to on this particular volume, so it's really good that I'm reading it now. But I thought this would be a double tribute, because not only does it remind me of Janelle, but also it reminds me of Christopher Valler, obviously the writer. And in March, it's going to be 1 year since he died. And I'm going to be talking in another video about a book I recently read by him. That was a memoir about his final illness, actually. So this was written before that, so I don't know how it's going to be. I hope it's good. I feel a little sad about this still, that he's gone, that Janelle's gone, you know, sadness in so many ways, but we read on, right? So that is a book that I'm definitely looking forward to reading. Oh, it's got so many blurbs in the back by, Joanne Harris, Anne Cleves, Peter James, Mark Billiam. Why am I reading all these out loud? Anyway, but I think I'm not a big short story person, but I want to see if he can pull it off, and I'm sure he can. Last but not least, but this just looks really cute. I don't know if this goes with any prompts. If it does, let me know, because I might be missing something. I don't think it's the 9th in the series. This is a book that I might have shown in a haul when I got back from Chicago on my last trip. I went to a library sale with my sister, and it was magnificent, to say the least. I mean, it had so many books that we both wanted, and we managed to find between the two of us. I mean, my sister, I've never seen her haul that many books at one time. She's not in the habit of going like that. But I bought quite a few myself, and it was wondrous. It was excellent, and I'm glad we went, even though, you know, it was crazy, but in a good way. I'm glad we went because I believe I read some article that they discontinued this book sale. That they may still have book sales, but not that big blowout one that they have in the summer. And that's kind of sad to me because it was so amazing. And I think a lot of people really enjoyed it. So I feel sad about that, but I'm also like, you know what? I do have a lot of books. And I'm sure a lot of us do have a lot of books. So I don't think it's going to be a major loss. But anyway, I thought this book is a mystery novel. I've not read anything in the series. I don't mind, in this case, going out of order. And it looks very much like spring to me. And because March is the beginning of spring, well, eventually, hopefully the weather will correspond, because I am having so much trouble with the cold weather lately. I'm not against cool weather, but I have a circulation issue in which cold weather is just not good for me at all. Anyway, let's not talk about that anymore. But so it would be nice if it's a little bit warmer in March. And I doubt we'll be doing a picnic like in this cover art. But this is by Susan Wittig Albert. The Tale of Castle Cottage, the Cottage Tales of Beatrix Potter. Isn't this adorable? Like, adorable. It is. I'm not a pink person, honestly. Like, pink is not my favorite color in any way. It reminds me of my Pepto-Bismol moments. But I don't know. This one is just so cute. So I think that I would like to give it a shot. It's the Heart of Summer in 1913. I'm going to read this one. And after recovering from her springtime illness, springtime, see? But not, it's after springtime. Anyway, Beatrix is furiously trying to finish her much overdue writing project under distracting circumstances. Life is distracting. She is eager to marry her fiancé, solicitor William Heelis, but there are a few obstacles blocking the happy couple's path to the altar. I'm trying to remember what I know about this relationship, but anyway, with remodeling work at Castle Cottage, Beatrix and Will's future home going at a snail's pace, Beatrix finds even more frustration when the building contractor fires his best carpenter, Mr. Adcock, on the grounds of theft. Oh no. At the same time, Will is tasked with investigating thefts on other construction sites, an inquiry that comes in to a screeching halt when, Mr. Adcock is found dead. Dun dun dun! Besides the construction debacle, there's another hurdle for Beatrix and Will to overcome. The Potters have yet to give their blessing on the marriage, oh no. And when Beatrix's brother decides to tell their parents about his own marriage, kept secret for over a decade, oh my, Miss Potter knows that any chance she had of receiving her parents' goodwill and finding her own happy ending is about to be destroyed. ... Ellipses. So, I don't know. Found a bit of drama. This is our writer right here. I don't think I've ever read anything by Susan Wittig Albert, even though I've heard of her millions of times. I just don't think I have, unless I'm completely wrong. Anyway, oh, look, they live near Austin, Texas. That's nice. I miss Austin, Texas. It's a really nice place. If you can get there one day, they have a wonderful bookshop, probably other good bookshops, but this place called Book People, I've had a couple of really good times there, but that's another story for another time. So those are the mysteries that I have on the docket for March. That's a lot for me because I'm not reading in great volumes in recent years, but if you really have one in this pile that you would like to hear more about and they really think I should read, please comment down below. Of course, if you've read any of these and have thoughts, then also please comment down below. You may be thinking, if you've been watching me, whenever I do March Mystery Madness, I tend to try to put in Dorothy Sayers, and of all years, when there's one called The Nine Tailors, you would think that I would have gotten a hold of that book. Well, I will tell you that it is currently in the process of waiting for me at a library that only comes once a week on Mondays because there's been construction in this local library. And it comes in a bookmobile, a truck of books. And like I said, because it only comes on Mondays, because Mondays have been holidays and stuff, it's not been there. So I haven't been able to get to it. I may not get to it. If I don't get to it, you will not see The Nine Tailors being read by me this next month. And I mean, that's okay too. I have plenty to read. I am not heartbroken about this. But I would like to read more Dorothy Sayers, so we'll see. And that is all for now. Also, please let me know if you have plans for next month. I have other things I'd like to read next month. There's at least one middle grade book that I have out of the library that I like to read. We could talk about that another time. I just started the Napoleon biography, which might correspond in page number to March of the Mammoths, but I don't plan on reading it all in the month of March, so I don't know if that counts. Anyway, and I'll let you know every other reading progress I've made in March, and that is all for now. I hope you've enjoyed this discussion, and this is Catherine, Taking Tea with Catherine. Have a lovely tea and book-filled day.